Hello, everybody, and welcome to your favorite weekly anime review podcast. My name is Lindsay, and you're watching Disney Channel. Just kidding. You're listening to Animates, and I'm here with none other than our co-host, Mackenzie. Mackenzie, say hello to the people.
Well, hello there, Lindsay.
Oh my gosh, hi there, folks. Oh my gosh, you do that. I'll do a Stitch voice, and we'll just finish the podcast this way.
Yeah, that'll get us the listeners. Yeah.
Instantly retention rate drops.
Gorsh.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Are the Muppets owned by Disney now?
They have been for a while.
Oh, well, hello there, everybody. Mackenzie the Frog here.
Everyone's favorite Disney prince.
Yes.
Kermit the Frog. And our favorite princess, Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
do they own that now too?
Yeah, because it's owned by Fox.
Wow. Disney will never do anything with that property.
They did. They made a remake recently. Well, in the past couple years with Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox was Dr. Frankenfurter.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Disney make an anime version. That'd be great. Sorry, not Disney. Someone else make an anime version. I wanted like R-rated anime version.
That'd be so interesting. I remember this.
Everyone's like, what are we talking about? Because we haven't said the name of it yet. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
We're watching Rocky Horror this week, guys.
No.
It was in the 1970s. People say it's kind of like an allegory for the AIDS crisis. It's really great. Happy Pride. No.
We're watching something else.
We are watching something else.
I'm not sure if this is going to be retaliation or not from last week's boobtastic episode.
Not. It's not. What it is it's like a palate cleanser purification from last week.
Oh, for my next episode. Perfect.
Oh, fuck.
The Summer of Ecchi.
Just remember, I found some batshit crazy stuff too. I just haven't fully watched it yet.
But remember, I'm in charge of next April Fools.
Yep. Yeah, you are.
All right, Lindsay, what are we doing for this week?
All right, so this week I thought we'd do a piece of like anime history and go old school.
I mean, that's expected.
I'm talking old school. Like,
are we talking like 70s?
No.
60s?
No.
50s?
Yep. We're going back to the 1950s for this one, baby.
Are you actually serious?
Yeah, no, I'm actually dead serious. The thing that we're reviewing this week came out in 1958.
What, so it's going to be 4 minutes long?
No, it's a full-length feature film. In fact, you know what it is? It is the first full-color feature-length anime film. Yeah, it is called...
Full color?
Full color. Hey, stop Googling stuff. You're going to get spoilers.
I didn't Google anything.
I saw you looking at your keyboard. Oh,
I was looking around.
So this one has like lots of names, but the one I have in my notes, the one that is on the IMDb page, is Panda and the Magic Serpent, and it was released on October 22nd, 1958 by Toei.
Okay, Toei gives me hope.
Yes, it's the first Japanese animated film in full color. It's pretty cool. It recently, back in 2019, got a full restoration and was shown at the Cannes Classics Festival.
Ooh, is that available online?
Yes, that's the one we're going to watch.
Great.
It's very beautiful. And it's basically kind of, how do I explain this? It's almost like the Toei's attempt to become the so-called like Disney of the East, I guess.
Okay.
So okay, stop being scared. It's just literally like a Japanese interpretation of like a Disney film.
Okay.
Because it's based off of like a Chinese folklore called Legend of the White Snake. It's a love story. There's cute little animals in it. I'm pretty sure there's music in it. Like, it's just a very cute, like, kids film.
The last time you see this, I'm wary because the last time you told me about something from this era that had cute little animals, it was about the war, and it was very graphic, and we couldn't bring it to the podcast.
That was the 1930s.
Yeah, I know, but I just, in my brain, I'm just like, a historical war film with cute little animals blowing up on minefields is what my brain instantly went to.
No, it's just based off of like an old Chinese folktale, which, Disney did that. Snow White.
No, I love old folktales. Love international lore, as the young kids probably call it these days.
Well, and also Toei put their full animusi into it. Oh gosh.
Okay, for the folks at home, the look on her face when she was trying to get that word out was pure regret. Pure regret. As soon as she said anim, I knew exactly where she was going, and the look on her face of just like, I can't believe I'm about to say these fucking words was very funny to me. What was that word again?
They put their full animosity in it.
There you go. Say it with gusto.
They had 13,590 staff working on this film.
I'm sorry, how many?
13,590 590.
Were these people paid peanuts to work on this? It was the 50s, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What
Yeah,
do you
it took
need
8 months.
13,000 people?
It took 8 months to make this film.
Was each person responsible for drawing a single fucking frame? It's the
Yeah.
50s. Animation wasn't the smoothest fucking shit back then.
Yep. And there's a really cool kind of fun fact about this. Lintaro, I don't know how to say it, a very well-known person and director in anime. This is one of his first gigs. He worked on this movie when he was 17. And then
Holy
went on
shit.
to create, you know, worked on X, Galaxy Express 999. What else do we got? We've got Final Fantasy Legend of the Crystals.
Well, I don't know if that one's one to be too proud of.
Okay, fine. Astro Boy,
Butt Crystal.
Dragon Quest, Wolverine. I don't know what that is.
Dragon
That
Quest
looks
is sweet.
Yeah. So, like, you know, kind of an incredible person who works in anime started on this film. So, just a lot of cool stuff. I
Okay,
think
well, that gives me Toei, you know, some classic people getting their first start. This
it was
gives me
released
some
at the
hope.
Cannes Film Festival as a restoration. You
And
know,
I love the restorations coming out. I can't wait for Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Oh,
That
my
one's gonna rock
gosh, it's
my
gonna be
fucking
so
socks off.
good. I'm just gonna be like drooling the entire time because it's
Better
so
get a
beautiful.
theater release.
Oh my gosh, if it doesn't, I'm gonna riot.
This is officially the oldest thing we've watched then, huh? Because I think we've done some 70s.
Yep, we have done some 70s.
We haven't done
Um,
60s. You said
no.
fuck the 60s, straight down to the 50s.
Yep, straight down to the 50s.
Is there voice acting in it?
Yeah, there's voice acting in it. In
Okay.
the original Japanese, there's only 2 voice actors. There's a male voice and a female voice, and they do all of the characters.
Oh no. Well, there's not gonna be a lot of stats for those voice acting cast.
Oh man, let's see. Hang on. The headshot for the female voice actor looks really pretty. Oh man. Yeah, nothing.
What's it called again?
It is called Panda and the Magic Serpent. It's also called The White Snake Enchantress. There's a lot of different things. Yeah, this is like one of 3 anime films that were released in the United States to try and like break into that market back
Okay.
in the 50s.
This looks adorable.
Mm-hmm.
The art style is, so I love an art style that doesn't always have harsh black outlines.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable. It's just like a nice, you know, Disney-esque film.
Huh. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Having Googled, I feel a lot more comfortable that this is not going to be a 1950s remake of a 1930s war film.
This is, yeah, I was gonna say, this isn't a propaganda film for the Japanese Navy in the 1930s. Calm down.
If anyone really wants us to watch that, maybe we will if enough people say so. But didn't you say it was like 4 minutes long?
No. That was like a feature length. Like it was.
Really?
It was
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, I think it was like the first feature length Japanese animated film, and then this is the first feature length full color Japanese anime film.
Huh. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I see a cute panda. I see a cute girl. I see cool, really nice, well drawn backgrounds. I'm kind of stoked.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I think we're gonna enjoy it. Anyways, we're gonna frolic away. We're gonna go watch this adorable little film, and we will be right back. All right, everybody. Thank you for slithering back after watching that. Hey, Mackenzie, was this one enchanting, or did it make you want to jump off a cliff?
I get that reference. So okay.
Uh-huh.
I kind of hyped myself up with this one in part 1
That's fair, you did.
because like I saw an image and I was like, oh, it's really cute looking. Trying to think of the nicest way to say this.
You thought it was boring?
Nah, this is truly a work of art.
Oh, yeah. It's stunning.
It is a masterpiece of its time and yet still timeless.
Mm-hmm.
Americans in the 50s were stupid for not understanding this or liking it. Like straight up, like it is a beautiful love story with so much heart and soul put into it. Like, oh, like they even added panda characters which weren't in the original tale to like appeal to people on a Disney level.
Mm-hmm. Because they were like, we need animal sidekicks.
And they still didn't get it. In fact, I was looking up some things. Americans thought that Mimi was a cat.
Yeah.
And so they wrote it as a fucking cat in the translation.
Yeah, which I was like, that's strange.
If like she's a panda, if anything, she's a red panda.
Well, she is a red panda.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. I was
oh
like,
my gosh.
I don't know. I could see how they might think she's like when she's standing on all fours, but it's very clearly a red panda.
They don't care. It was the 50s. Americans don't even do the research now. They're not going to do it in the fucking 50s.
Oh no.
And like, look, I love to judge things based on the time period they are from.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of 90s anime that look incredible, and there are some 90s anime that look like they're from the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But this film did something incredible for its time.
Well, the restoration work they did was incredible on it. It really does bring it into this millennium. I was watching kind of a talk back, I think it was the Tokyo Animation Festival, and they were talking about this film when they originally did the restoration work. And yeah, a lot of the work they did, like back in the day, people didn't really care about preserving and storing film in negatives in a way
Toei
that
is
would
notorious for this.
Yeah, so a lot of their work had to be like they had to do a lot of interpretation work from what they had, because there would be like frames missing or the colors would be so faded and not good anymore. So all the colors for the characters had to be decided by the people doing the restoration, because because if you look in some of the original posters, Shu, the boy, is green, but in this interpretation he's blue. So it's like they had to do a lot of artistic interpretation on how they were going to preserve it and remaster it.
I'm sure obviously the original film version would have looked just as like beautiful because, film, but like not to knock animation from the 50s, like for example, Casper the Friendly Ghost and like things like that, they were still pretty good, but this was so next fucking level. Like the animators worked with multi-plane camera setups. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, there's different like X, Y, and Z, etc.
Yeah, which was new to Japan. And the way that they managed to make the layers and the parallax and the depth work in this was so well done.
Oh yeah.
There's scenes where like people walk behind these like lacy and silk curtains,
and
they're shown behind it, which would have been really hard to draw without using this multi-layer format, but it looks stunning when they do it.
It's so beautiful.
Like
just the intricacy of just all of the different designs on this is so gorgeous to look at.
And like I know it had a restoration, but it still looks better than some 90s anime that are ripped off on the internet. like why are some things that have like hundreds of thousands of reviews online still 360p quality to me?
Yeah, I don't know.
And apparently, I did a lot of Googling. The staff worked with silk underwater to understand how to make Nyong's like kimono move when she's in the air and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is really freaking cool. And you can clearly tell they did a shit ton of research on like Chinese watercolor and costume designs and all this crap because it all looks so fucking good.
Yeah. Well, even again, in this talkback that I was watching, one of the leads on this project talked about how important it was to keep the backgrounds, the texture of the paper in the backgrounds, because they could have removed it when they were restoring it. But they're like, no, we need to have this kind of texture because it just creates this atmosphere and homage to old Chinese artwork and stuff like that.
Well, and they literally took effort to make textures match for certain textiles to make them look similar and like all this stuff. So yeah, if you got rid of the texture during the restoration process, it would have taken away a lot of the heart from the visuals. So I'm glad they didn't do that.
Well, even I was blown away even just by the ribbons when they go to the town that that Zhu gets exiled to, like that whole ribbon scene. I was like, this is hypnotizing. And I can't imagine how challenging it would have been to animate.
Well, and the timing felt correct too, because when you use those ribbons, there's a very specific piece where it finally just whoosh, moves past and the timing felt so good on it, which is really, really impressive. Regular listeners of the podcast know that we love backgrounds.
We love backdrops.
We love backdrops. And a lot of the ones in this are based off of the Hangzhou Mountains and other scenery in the area. Like they really, really did their research. And I really love when people do their friggin' research because you get so many like both American and Japanese cartoons where they're like, this is set in Mexico. And it's like the most stereotypical no one went to Mexico bullshit ever. And it's like, no, do your fucking research of the places you're animating.
I remember I was watching some sort of, I don't know, it was some sort of trashy TLC show about this woman wanting like her dream wedding. And she's like, I want it to be Moroccan inspired. And so
Oh, no.
the wedding planner was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, let me go away. Let me get you some Moroccan inspired things and we'll come back. And then he did. And she's like, what is this? And they're like, well, this is lamb. This is how, like, with Moroccan spices. And this is blah, blah, blah. And she's like, this isn't what I want. Like, what did you want? And she was thinking Spanish.
Of course.
Oh, man.
There are very few complaints I actually have with this film, surprisingly.
Oh.
It was a lovely trip to the past, and it was a great experience for old animation techniques. But my biggest fucking gripe with the production of this movie is how the mouth movements and like the lip flaps are only there for maybe 40% of the actual audio.
Yeah, there's a lot of lines that get said that I don't know where they're coming from because nobody's mouth is moving.
Yeah. And to reference Casper again, specifically Casper's Spree Under the Sea, which came out 8 years prior, 90% of the mouth flap animation matched up. So like, I don't know where they came from. Like, literally, they might be like, oh no, we must look out for things. And all the mouth moves to is, oh no. I'm like, my guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Man. It is kind of funny. I was like, oh, this. Yeah. I mean, it can't be perfect, but.
No, I'm glad you noticed that. But like, I had to just be like, okay, maybe they had a different script before they animated, and then they changed some things to add more like vocals or whatever, maybe. But like, yeah, I was like, good lord, the flip flaps in this are trash. But of course, the backgrounds are better than anything America could do.
So much. I clocked it and I was like, well, maybe it's just this one time, and then it kept happening, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I would say 40% max of the vocals had lip flaps to it. Yep. Max.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But had you not told me there was only 2 people on the whole fucking voice cast,
you'd never guess.
I wouldn't have known.
No, they do a great job like changing up their voices.
Yeah, really good job. What's his name? Morishige. Dude worked until he was 91 years old. One of his final roles was Okoto the bear god in Princess Mononoke.
Oh, cute.
That's really old to be doing that role.
Other connection to Miyazaki, this film was one of the ones that inspired him to go into animation.
Yeah, in fact, they actually show a version of it at the Studio Ghibli Museum in their History of Anime section because Miyazaki really likes it.
Amazing.
The other voice actress, Miyagi, she retired way sooner, like in the 70s. But she did live until 2020.
Yeah, she did. And then she died of lymphoma.
Yeah, so that's not so good.
But she did a lot of she made like a documentary about a school for children with disabilities, if I read correct.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit like she was preparing to play a role in which she would play a child with cerebral palsy.
So in like a voice role?
No, I don't think no, because she did like film, theater. She did a lot of different things. So
okay. We can't not talk about the music.
It's so cool.
I'm already a fan of like Eastern traditional music, but the way that they go about doing the instrumentals in this is really well done. There aren't just tracks that play through a scene. You're in the middle of a sad scene and it's this beautiful, somber music. And then it cuts to 5 seconds of the pandas running across a bridge and it instantly jumps to like a jaunty little tune. And then back to the sad when we come back, and then back to the jaunty when the pandas catch up and they see what's going on, and there's a reason to be sad, the music stays sad. And usually it's just like, you get the music for the scene. So this was like a fun little like, dee-dee-doo-doo-doo, we're cute little pandas going on the bridge. And then, oh my God, no.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sweet. I do like that. But the music in general, fantastic.
Yeah. And even the soundscape that they did things with, like it's all just so it literally is just another character of the film.
Yeah. If you come into this trying to be like looking for 2020 quality,
you can't do that.
You can't do that. This is it's one thing to go into something from the early 2000s and expect more, but I came into this expecting like quality wise to be like okay, but I was blown away for what it is from when it's from. But I had a very good laugh.
Okay.
When I was looking up some of the composers of the music.
Oh, no.
Because one of the main composers listed, I went to go check out his other works.
Was it hentai?
90% of them are Japanese porno films.
No, amazing.
Like Roman style, which is like ones that had actual nudity and were known as like pink films and were often
yeah.
uncensored, surprisingly.
Oh my gosh, do you remember when I texted you with like pink lesbian films, Japanese, on like the random note I had on my phone?
Have you figured out what that anime is yet?
No, it just was a reference to pink films.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really fun to Google that at work.
But like I was going through some of them, and some of them have terrible like descriptions. But like some of them are like a warrior clan of female ninjas must overtake a villain. And these are like actual like hour-and-a-half long storylined porn.
Dude, we need to watch these. Next time I'm in town, this is what we're watching.
I loaded one up just curious, like the 100 ninjas of something something. And I clicked into a random middle part, and this lady using her ninja powers of her vagina to completely suck this dude so dry that when the people who find him next, they're like, he's had so much semen sucked from his body, he'll be asleep for 6 months. And then she goes outside and like in the dark expels it all over a stone. And I went, what the fuck did I just see?
Oh my gosh. I mean, points for originality. Hey, you know what? I've never seen anything like that in a porno before. Points for originality.
I was like, okay.
Love the creativity.
Bring
Love
this
to
up
see
to
it.
Lindsay. Closing tab now.
We'll watch it for Patreon.
Oh, God. Oh, man. So that was interesting. Other people had much more storied careers in the music side of things.
Incredible.
Oh, man.
This is what I love, is you and I both do different kinds of research.
I couldn't not. I was sitting here like 2 hours ago just like doing some extra research because I was just bored before I had to go do something. Of course, I didn't get to do that something because my computer fucking almost crashed.
Ooh.
But before that, I was searching.
Buying a couch.
Well, you were buying a couch. I was searching up music stuff, and it just came up, and I had to know. I had to know what the music sounded like in these things.
And was it good? Are you going to buy it on vinyl?
The scene that I went to doesn't really have any noticeable music, so we'll have to watch one sometime.
It just had...
Well, because of what she was doing, it was more like...
Oh. Oh, man. Get it, girl.
Anyways.
They call her the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. It was, like a lot of, I was looking up a lot of the reviews for this, and a lot of people are like, oh, this story is so boring. And I was like, you guys aren't, no. Did you say that about classic Disney films? Do you say that Alice in Wonderland is boring or Sleeping Beauty? Like,
it's from the fucking 50s, my guys.
Yeah, like attention spans were a lot longer back then. They weren't, this sort of like TikTok length now. So I don't know. I think if you love classic Disney, I think you definitely need to check this film out.
Yeah, and it's a big thing that America has an issue with too, is a lot of times, Nate mentioned this in our last episode, is that sometimes they just add music where it doesn't need to be to like make things seem a little more. And it's like Japanese media isn't afraid of having moments of no dialogue for extended periods of time. Yeah. And sometimes that works really well. Sometimes it doesn't. And here it does work very well. Mm-hmm. If you gave me this exact film looking like this and told me it was from the 80s, I'd be like, oh, it's a really beautiful style, but what the fuck is this bullshit coming out of the 80s? This coming out of the 50s is wild. Mm-hmm. But the story. We start with an animatic of a young boy. He buys a serpent, and all the folks in the village are like, no, get rid of the snake. And then he fucking does. Snake. What a dick move.
I mean, I don't want a snake in my house.
Well, yeah, but if you were him, you would.
But I'm not him, I'm me.
Yeah, well, he could like talk to the snake and shit, and no one really says anything about that, but they're like, get rid of the snake.
That's suspicious. If your snake is talking to you. I'm just thinking about the last time that happened, and then, we kind of got kicked out of the Garden of Eden.
Well, we jump to many years later. They're both adults now, and the snake has turned into a beautiful girl in a hurricane.
Yep, as one does.
Jean and his two friends, Mimi the red panda and Panda the panda.
Yep.
I like how only one gets a name. You can tell who's the favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, clearly. He was like, ooh, I'm going to be so deep and name this one Panda.
They're like out playing their flutes and like having a good time and dancing and singing or whatever. And like they hear a beautiful song and they decide to follow it and are led on a wild goose chase by the ghostly visage of Bai Nyang.
Yep.
And her fish girl servant that also gets transformed during the hurricane.
Yep.
And I love these goofy little pandas so freaking much. I usually am not a super big fan of like mascotism. That sounded like I said mask autism, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Mascot-esque.
Mascot syndrome. Let's go for that one.
Mascots for the sake of mascots.
Yeah, but these guys are freaking adorable.
They're incredible. They deserve to be here.
They also can talk. I guess that's pretty normal in this world.
I mean, it's like a magical kid story.
And like they run up and they just find like this instrument and they just take it. No questions.
Yeah.
No nothing.
Just showed up.
Just all right, heck yeah, free instrument. And
it's ours now, bitches.
Yeah. But then we're introduced to our protagonist or our antagonist, Fahai, a Buddhist monk, whose sole purpose is to fuck up spirits and other mystical beings when they arrive on Earth.
Doesn't matter who they are, just fucks them up.
Yeah. You could be there to like give everyone free healthcare and they'd just be like, no. Communist
like,
spirit.
Yes, we have come to give you prosperous harvest in this next season. He'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Look, if the spirits want to do good things, let the damn spirits do good things.
Yeah. Man, not all spirits are bad.
Yeah. He looks like a dick. But like the next day they go and they like go to find the owner of this instrument and they eventually find the servant girl who again is adorable.
Oh, I love her. And her design is so fun.
It is.
Even just like how she walks, and it's great.
The way her eyes and just her little mouth, the little smile she does, it is adorable. So freaking adorable. And she's like, oh, it's not mine. Come with me. Hee 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 hee. And like they take him to this like, it's not the palace, but it's definitely like a large manor.
Yeah.
And this is that scene where like it looks like it's like actual textiles that they've put onto the screen.
They're very luscious
and I
looking.
swear they are. I swear some of these like in the third layer when like Neon comes out of like behind the lace curtains, I swear that's actual textiles. If it is,
yeah, I
that's
could
super
not
cool.
see like how would you animate that? Like you would have to hand cut this shit and it would just take hours.
Yeah. And if it is animated, yeah, then like holy shirt balls.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But like bro is fucking shook. And I mean, why wouldn't you be? This absolutely smoke show of a princess.
Babe. She's a dime. Certified 10.
Yeah. Like, she's so beautiful, bro can barely speak. He's like, use your instrument. She's like, would you stay? And he's like, no. And she's like, oh, please. bro just is like, bro's like, I gotta go home and crank one. Like, I'm just.
Oh my gosh, he doesn't do that. He's a gentleman.
No, of course he doesn't. He's an absolute fucking doll, which we'll get to in a moment here. But like, he doesn't realize it's his old snake, because why would he?
I don't know. I wish he would be like, oh, it's my old snake. But yeah, he doesn't.
Well, he does a little later on, but not in the moment. But like, oh my God, she's so pretty. Like, I guarantee
she's stunning.
When this came on, like, film screens in Japan, boys were like, oh my God.
She's so beautiful.
So beautiful. Anyways, they go on a dreamy walk.
I don't even know what you say for hot women in Japanese.
I don't know.
You don't say like senpai. Is there another like what or ooh ha no. Not uhagi or whatever. I'm sure there must be something. Sugoi.
I mean,
no.
there's like hire, which is for pretty, kawaii for cute.
Kawaii. That's what I was
Bijin is for beautiful woman. You can go for sekushi, which is a little more like sensual of a word to use.
Ooh.
But yeah, they go on a walk and like beautiful scenery that they're walking through. The walking animations in this are incredibly smooth.
Yeah. It's wild.
Like even when they like turn 40 degrees, it's very, very smooth. So
yeah, and even the detail and the physicality of how they move.
Yeah.
Is very particularly done and thought out.
Yeah. But we got our first catchy song. And it's with the pandas because they're dancing. And it's like bo bo bom shing, bo bo bom shing. It's such a good song.
They're like jumping on little drums.
Yeah.
Playing with dragons.
And then, this thing I did not expect to have happen here. They like knock over a dragon statue, and then this thing is pissed and tries to fly away, but they're on it. And it's like shaking them all around and to crashes into the actual palace's treasury room. And beautiful scene. Very well animated.
Mm-hmm.
Like so fluid. And let me put it this way, folks. It is more fluid than episode 2 of Uzumaki's remake animation from this year.
Shots fired.
But I've taken still photos that are better animated than that show.
Oh no.
But like they're in there and they're like, oh, ha ha ha. We've got the little servant girl. I can never remember her name, and our pandas. And
what is it? Oh, it's Zhao.
pretty sure that's the green snake, not the fish girl. Maybe they turned her into a fish for this version. I don't know.
Yeah, she's a fish. She's a fish for this one.
Okay. Well,
yeah, Zhao. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not Chinese. I'm so sorry.
What's the spelling?
It's Xiao and then Qing.
I'll just say Zhao. But like they're in there and they're like, ooh, shiny jewels, and they take some jewels.
Mm-hmm. Those are pretty crystals. I was like, I want them. They'd be great earrings.
They do kind of look like the shimmer on them and the way they're drawn does remind me of Padalero when they do like the little shimmery glass bits.
My favorite.
But so speaking on John being like the best dude, they end up like, stealing these jewels, and it quickly gets known somehow, and they somehow also know it was Jean, and they're like, FBI, open up his door.
They sent in like 9 guys to get this one person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is overkill. Holy moly.
They arrest his ass and they break his instrument that he got gifted by Nyang. And I'm like, no, no,
no. And the pandas are upset because they should be.
Well, it's their fucking fault.
I know.
But like, Jean's being drilled. Who's your accomplice? Who's the girl?
It was the girl, wasn't it?
But he's like, he stays true to his hot mama, and he's like, nah, she's innocent, bro. But then the guards are like, nah, fuck you. We're gonna ransack her place anyways. And I missed this at the beginning. Maybe I was taking a note. I don't know. The place that she lived in and where she's from, when she first got there, was decrepit.
Yep.
And she used magic to fix it up. But as these guards are approaching, I'm seeing like becoming decrepit again. And I was like, when the fuck was it not decrepit the first time? And I went and I looked back and I was like, oh.
Yeah, like she magically brings it, restores it back to its former glory.
But these guards are like, they see this happening and they're like,
she's a witch.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
She like floats away as a spirit. And then they exile him for witchcraft.
Yeah, which I was like, that's what? Not for stealing, for witchcraft.
You literally have a monk running around with a crystal ball that does magic shit.
Yeah, how's that on witchcraft?
And like, the scene is so fucking sad because he just accepts his sentence, no fighting, and he's just being sailed away while the pandas are watching and crying.
Yeah, they're not allowed to come with him. It's so awful.
They are fucking crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so sad because these things are so... I love cute shit. I hate seeing cute shit sad. And it was so fucking sad. And it turns out it was the bitch-ass monk who was like, oh, I gotta save this boy from the spirits, so I'm gonna get him exiled. Man, fuck you.
I know, right? I was like, leave him alone. He was fine.
Yeah.
This monk person or this Buddhist is just causing more trouble.
Yeah. And like, bro gets sent to some other city and he's all upset and depressed because, like, his life just got turned upside down.
He was just shooting some b-ball outside of.
And then, when a couple of guards who were up to no good started making trouble in his neighborhood.
Trouble in the neighborhood.
He stole one little jewel.
And his mom got scared.
No, and the monk got scared, and now he's living in some random city without his pandas I don't
to
fucking
be there.
know. There you go.
Oh, we just Weird
Regardless.
Al'd that shit.
Hell yeah. This city's got a crazy ass festival going on.
It's so detailed and complex. Holy crap, this animation is gorgeous.
There's like a dude pulling 6 swords out of his throat and like stabbing himself.
Where is he storing them?
Yeah.
That's so dangerous. And then at the end he just like he throws them into the air and then just gobbles them back down. I was like, sir, your esophagus.
But then what lands on his head, he just pushes it through his skull.
Or the one guy who's like, come chop my arm off.
And some guy's very excited to do this for like $1.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I'll do it. I want the right one. They're like, okay, but you have to pay up front.
And then the sword just goes through his fucking arm. And I'm like, hell yeah.
I was like, how? What is happening?
I want to know the magic behind that.
Pretty intense.
But yeah, so that was pretty fucking cool. And in the city, we also get a montage of ferrets, ducks, geese, and pigs just causing all kinds of fucking havoc. The story, like the narrator calls them bandits.
Oh my gosh.
They're like pulling off food heists. They're jamming out on stolen banjos, singing songs about sleeping and eating. It's so fucking good.
Man, I have a really important question for you.
Yes.
If you were to be any animal, which animal in this movie do you think you are?
Oh, probably the red panda.
Yeah, Mimi.
Yeah, I love a red panda.
I was like, I'm definitely that sassy,
Duck.
gluttonous duck. Yeah.
Yep.
Just eating, giving attitude. I love it.
Yeah, you are definitely the sassy duck. But for like some fucking reason, the monk is also in this town, and he's just like preaching
He's just
out
fucking
loud.
everywhere.
He's like, "Beware the ghost hotties," and it's like, no, give me the ghost hotties.
Yeah. Stop
Like,
cock blocking us, bro.
yeah,
It's not very bro
Sheesh.
code of you. When was the bro code written? Because clearly it was not in whatever
Ye old bro
timeline.
code.
Ye old.
Ye old brosif code.
Ooh.
Bartholomew code. Anyways, this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, it's fine.
Our main character, folks at home, when you get exiled and you're like, what do I do? Well, you end up just fucking doing slave labor.
Yeah, just really tough manual labor pulling boats out of the water.
And like
for less than everybody else is getting paid.
by your fucking throat. And he's not even getting paid because his fucking like
Yeah,
superiors keep stealing his money.
Stolen. Yeah, this poor guy.
And like this next fucking scene, I laugh so fucking hard because he's like keeps seeing Nyang everywhere, but she's not actually there. And then he like goes to sleep, and a drunk coworker sees the snake spirit like around him. She was kind of like saying hi in spirit form as a snake, and he like runs out and he yells and he tells everyone, and then they kick him out of the work camp. But the exact subtitle on screen just says, "You're weird, go away."
Oh, I've heard that so many times.
And I was like, oh my God. I don't know why. I went back 10 seconds multiple times just to hear them be like, "You're weird, go away."
Listen, the weird kids need a place to sleep as well.
Like, that's just what I'm going to say to people now, and I don't want to talk to them anymore.
You're weird, go away. I'll say that to you. Next time you talk about, like, I don't know, magic or something.
Opa-cha.
Opa-cha.
Anyways, Monk is back on his bullshit. He's like, "Yo, boy, that snake's evil, and it's going to kill you." And he's like, but I'm pretty sure.
I love her.
He's like, "I think that's my childhood snake. There's no way she would kill me." And he runs off. But the next 10 minutes are probably the most important part of this whole fucking movie. Folks, when I say I had sheer enjoyment watching these next 10 minutes, I mean that with full sincerity.
This is the best part of the movie. Right here.
It kind of is, because the pandas have arrived in the city to look for Jean. And we get a whole ass montage of them searching for him, being adorable, and like all that cool shit until the other residents, specifically animal residents of the city, start giving them trouble and trying to hurt them.
Man, this was so great. Because how are we going to settle this?
With violence. Of course.
Obviously, that's
with
how
violence.
You fix all your problems.
But it turns out that like Panda, not Mimi. Mimi's hiding away because Mimi's tiny. Turns out Panda is fucking jacked.
Like very high constitution.
Like he is Jack Black Kung Fu Panda. He's like, he's kicking to everyone's ass. He's like got the dirty little duck, the porky little fucking pig, the like little ferrets and all this shit. And he's just kicking everyone's ass. And then we get to the boss pig. The boss hog.
The big daddy.
Yes. The hammer wielding ham.
Putting the ham in hammer.
Because that's what he has.
Yeah. It's a big fucking wooden hammer.
He's literally hammering Panda into the ground. And he's like, ha ha ha. And then Panda just like climbs out of the hole.
He's like, I'm here still.
He proceeds to do a well animated fight scene. Like, he's legit. Like, it's
the broom fight has nothing on this.
The fact they put this much effort into this panda kicking things asses was so good. And then he's just like, "Take me and help me find our master." And I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, we get it. You're top dog here.
Yeah.
Please stop beating our asses.
We give in. We'll help.
Yeah. And turns out that Bai Nyang is hiding out in an old abandoned tower.
Yep.
And John finds her somehow. He just has a vision. But so does the monk. The monk who hates people using magical powers. Also apparently
uses his crystal ball to scry to find out where she is.
And also, apparently, he trained with Goku on Yardrat because he uses his instant fucking transmission and teleports in between Byung and John as they're about to embrace.
That part, I was like, that's kind of convenient. Yeah, if that felt a little clunky and a little weird and a little out of left field for me.
Yeah,
but
I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, he's so against magic. He's so against spirits. He's clearly powered by magic and spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but they're the right ones. These are the Buddhist ones.
That's like when people play a paladin and they're just like, I am super righteous, except for. And they're like, but it doesn't count as breaking my oath. It doesn't count as breaking my oath. And it's like, no. You can't not be an oath breaker if you're breaking your oath, you little bastard. Look, he knocks her on her ass and then like teleports her like into the sky to fight.
Yeah, some sort of weird magical ether like atmosphere thing. I don't know. Dimension.
Again, he hates so much fucking magic, but here he's using it. Okay, this, again, not as important as the panda scene, but also fucking cool. There is a straight up Dragon Ball Z style like power up and Kai Blast battle going on in this fucking sky.
I was like, I don't get the reference.
Well, there's like energy beams and like power up lines and like all this stuff, and they're just like yelling things at each other as like beams of light and stuff go on. And I was like, this is really fucking sick for the 50s.
Yeah, they're pretty big power moves. And I'm here for it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the fucking monk wins.
Oh, I hate it.
And he's like, boy, help me down from here. I helped save you from the demon girl. And it's like, read the fucking room, my guy.
Yeah, I was like, he's not going to help you. You just took away his love, you jackass.
He didn't want your fucking help.
Yeah.
And like, now Banyang is stuck as a fucking serpent now. And I was not prepared for what came next.
Yeah, this kind of was where it really stuck with the traditional story and didn't like Disneyfy anything.
Yeah, because in the original, there's a couple different versions, but in the original, there's not really a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
And in other versions, there are some where they become like they start up a pharmacy and all this weird stuff. But in this, Bro goes to see her, so she like quickly puts out her ghostly visage again to like say goodbye. But instead, Bro just chases after it and somehow is so enamored by this ghostly visage that he falls off a fucking cliff. And I thought he's gonna fall in the fucking water.
Nope.
No.
Surrounds him some sharp rocks.
Fucking rocks. And then when the friggin' monk comes to him, I was looking at the monk's skin tone, and then I looked at fucking John's skin tone.
Oh he's man, dead. They made him go white super fast.
He didn't bleed out or anything, but he bled out.
Oh man, that guy had no blood left.
Oh my god, I know. And like the pandas are still trying to find their master and their dad.
No,
and they see him being
broke my heart.
Carried away, and I'm just like, no.
Oh, it hurt my heart so much.
And
man,
another thing I wasn't expecting because I don't know this original story. Young goes to space.
She does go to space because that's where the dragon lives.
Because apparently heaven and space are basically the same thing here.
I guess so.
And she finds the giant red dragon planet and is like, hey, I need help. And it's like, yeah, but to do this, you got to kill yourself. And she was like, I was actually thinking maybe I could go mortal. And it mocks her. It's so fucking funny. It's just like,
why would you want to be mortal? That's
gross.
So stupid. Ew.
But she gets a flower. Ooh,
a life flower, you could say.
A life flower.
It's giving life.
Yes. And so like, yeah. So she's giving up her fucking powers to get this fucking flower, which is like, talk about true love. I could barely get an ex of mine to hang out more than once every 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah, I know. I don't like hanging out with you.
Funny. I'll make me start telling stories.
Hey now. I can do that too. I can't.
You can't.
Yes, you were perfection. You were the best partner possible. You never did anything wrong.
Never. Anyways, the monk takes his fucking body to his island because we have to add some sort of dramatic element here.
Yeah, he's like, I will take you to my temple to give you like last rites or whatever and bury you there. Yeah. Like, this monk needs to just leave him alone.
And so like the 2 girls go in with the pandas, go to like bring the flower to like save his life.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucking monk is like, fuck you, and like use magic to sink the girl to the bottom of the ocean. But she's a
I know,
fish,
which at
so
this
like
point
it
I was
doesn't.
like, so help me. If they pull up Michael, she dies after falling for like from immortality for him, and there's no happy ending, I will be pissed.
Yeah. Well, thankfully the fish girl is a fish, so she makes friends with like a giant fish.
A
Like
giant catfish.
like yeah, like a sea monster style, and like brings it up to come deal with some fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
But as that's happening, the pandas found the flower and they're swimming to the shore, which is adorable.
Mm-hmm.
But then the fucking monk
Oh,
is like causing crazy storms to like swallow up Nyong's boat. And she's like, I gave up my powers. I gave up my powers.
she's like, I'm just a human now, and he's like, I don't care. I'll still kill a bitch. And you're
But
like,
then, like,
ugh.
He sees the flower and he's like, oh, a life flower? She clearly did give up her powers. And so he stops the fucking storm. I still don't like him.
Except he doesn't, because the catfish is the one that's causing the storm. So he's trying to plead with the catfish to like stop making the storm worse because I'm on your side now. I understand.
Yeah.
And the catfish is like, chaos.
I mean, I'd be fucking mad too.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you know, Yong's alive. The monk's no longer trying to kill our snake girl. She's human now. And they like essentially, I think he weds them.
I don't really know.
It
yeah,
felt
it
like
wasn't
some
super
kind
clear.
of a wedding. And they like just go and like it's a very fast ending. They go and they just head
Yeah.
off on a boat. And oh my fucking god, this final scene had me so goddamn conflicted.
The pandas.
First, everyone is just cool with the monk now.
Yeah. They're like, oh, it's all in the past, buddy. Man, I know you tried to kill us multiple times and, you know, you got us killed multiple times, but it's fine, dude. Listen, I got my serpent girl. We're good.
Number two, it made me genuinely emotional because the pandas are on the boat leaving, and then for some reason, they decide to stay behind with all of their new animal friends. And part of me was like, oh, they found a new family and it's time to move on. But also I was like, why the fuck are you leaving him?
I know. Well, it was also really funny because I think the narrator was like, just kidding. The pandas aren't going with them.
Yeah. Literally, the narrator was like fucking around. Like, is it time for the pandas to go? Nope, they're jumping back on shore.
Just kidding. They're staying here.
But like, they're going off on this boat, and the pandas, who are now being held by the monk, I don't know why, everyone's just fucking friends with the monk, but they are bawling their eyes out and waving goodbye.
I know.
And I legitimately was sad.
The pandas were sad, so I'm sad.
Don't like seeing cute shit sad. And I was so fucking saddened by this stupid fucking thing because I hate the monk, but he is consoling them and they're on his lap. And I'm like, well, you know, maybe he'll take good care of them, I guess. And maybe he's learned a lesson about spirits. But
Yeah,
why
we don't
the
really get a
fuck
redemption
did they
arc for
stay
him.
Behind? Why? They knew these other animals for one day.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that cat stayed behind with an albatross after seeing it for one day.
This is the third time now you've referenced staying behind back to 11 cats and an albatross.
Because that movie was iconic.
Yeah, let's go with that. The fish spirit girl also stays behind, but
Yes.
she turns into a
She
fish.
goes back into a fish.
Yeah, and like hangs out with our little fishy friends.
You know what was my favorite part? The fish girl like is trying to be like, I am the fish spirit, you can't hurt me, and then the monk is like, boom, and she drowns and she turns back into a fish, and then there's like fish CPR from her little fish
Oh right,
friends.
I forgot about the fish CPR.
They're just like blowing air at her. Oh, it was so cute.
And again, she turns back to her human form underwater. She's so adorable. It's
Mhm.
everyone in this is so well designed.
Oh, the design of it is beautiful. Like honestly, I think people should watch this film. You probably only need to watch it once, but I think you should just experience it and really appreciate the hard work that they did. It was like a 2-year restoration project.
That's wild.
I know. They started in 2017 and then it premiered in 2019.
Like it's one thing like to be doing a restoration from film and doing some color grading and whatnot to like make it a 4K. It's another to be given film that is rotted away and faded and make it look this damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Because they were saying like there's a lot of other things that they would love to restore, but they just can't because they were just stored so poorly that just the medium's degraded and disintegrated.
there was an animation studio that went out of business and they had a warehouse full of like all original like film reels. And I can't remember what happened, but the basic plan from the studio was just whoever bought the next building, they're just going to burn them
Oh,
because
that's so
they had so
heartbreaking.
many. It was like a warehouse worth, and no one wanted to take it on. I'm not sure what ended up happening with that. I'll have to Google that. But like, I watched this, and there were so many groups of people being like, "Look, we'll raise money. We will buy all of these things if we have to pay for it. We'll do it. Like, we can't just let these go away because yeah, digital media is a lot easier to preserve. Physical media will have none of it left.
I know,
Like,
it's
there's
kind of
so many
crazy.
movies from like the 20s and things like that that we will never see
Well,
because
even there's a cartoon that I want to bring to the show because I learned about it, but nobody has any copy of it. It's just lost media.
yeah, and I'm sure one guy has like something somewhere but doesn't even know it. Grandpa's trunk with like one reel in it with an audio track. Like,
Mhm.
but it like there's so much lost media, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, what a cute little movie.
It is a cute little movie. Man, highly recommend people watch it. What would you rate this movie?
Honestly, because it's just like it's such a iconic piece from its time, and I had an actual time, like I had laughs. I felt actually sad at the end. I'm gonna say this is like a solid. This is gonna sound crazy. I really like this. This is probably like a solid 8.33.
Wow, you really
This
like this one.
I really liked this one. It's so simple, but it's so elegant in
Mhm.
every way except for the fucking lip flaps.
The lip flats take it down 2 points.
God. But yeah, no, I really liked it.
Yeah, that's awesome. People on Mal were a little bit. They don't really agree with you. This is rated by 2,500 people as a 6.06. But I mean, yeah, a lot of the reviews and the don't recommends are like, it was so slow. And I'm like, okay, but it was a animated film from the 1950s. Like, I don't know. It's a lot of the complaints are not really like they don't really hold any water.
Yeah, like this one guy rated it a 3, but his review is like the only parts I enjoyed were the art, which was all right, the music, which was a little intense at times, and some of the stupid animations. What?
Get out.
Like, you have to look at this for what it is, my guy.
Yeah. You can't hold this to the same standards that you would hold like, I don't know, Mashable to, because it's not the same.
No, so many people like don't that are reviewing this are not understanding. They're looking at it like
They're not understanding the
exactly that.
context.
They're like, I expected more from Toei's first full color film. It was Toei's first fucking color film in the 60s.
The 1950s.
Yeah, sorry. It'd be different if someone from like Toei branched off and created a new studio in 2027 and their first animation looked like it was from the 90s in a bad way. That'd be different. But this is like a cultural milestone for Japan.
This is incredibly important for Japan.
And maybe I just get emotional because I like cute stuff and things that actually make me feel. But like, I don't know.
Yep. It's an important piece of history, and I'm really glad that it got preserved.
Yeah. And it's on YouTube.
And it's on YouTube for free, so everybody can watch it. It's really great. I do highly recommend that people check this out. I think it is worth your time.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Well, on that note, thank you everybody for listening and tuning into this episode. If you liked what you listened to, please consider subscribing to us. And please rate us and give us a fancy little review because we really appreciate it. It helps other people kind of get to know us and, analytics and all that fun stuff. So please do that. We also have a YouTube channel where there's a bunch of fun, silly little shorts and full-length videos that we put out regularly. So please go over there and check that. And if that's, you want more from us, we also have a Patreon, everybody. Patreon.com/animates is where you can get some fabulous content for even like on the free 2 years. But if you want to give us a couple dollars, we will really, really appreciate it. We will sing your praises.
Give us your pennies.
Give us your pennies. And it'll be great. And we'll also read out your name on the podcast. So are you ready for this? Go, Mackenzie.
Starting with our supporting characters, we've got Heise Holmes, Green Bean Supreme, who, listening back while I was editing, I realized I've been somehow accidentally saying Green Beam. It is Bean.
I thought you were saying beam too, but I was like, no,
Didn't
it's
mean
bean.
to, but when I slowed it down, I was pretty sure I was saying beam somehow.
It's okay, it's a tentacle, so.
It's all good. We also got Kamichu and Aladoris. Moving on to our retro cuties, we've got Duffo. Carly J. Jepson says trans rights and suggests the moon on a rainy night to anyone eating a new Yuri manga this Pride Month.
Woohoo!
We also got Butler Rat will never forget that he was both Animatey's first patron and member on Discord.
Hell yeah, he was.
You
Holds
were.
that special
You were
little
the
place in
first
our heart.
person to join me on a stream one time.
Oh my gosh.
You were the first for a lot of things. So thank you so much, Butler Rat, for
Yeah,
sticking
thanks
around.
for sticking around.
Even though we haven't reviewed Menzinger Z yet.
Yeah.
It's on the list, okay? We've also got a deep, sexy voice says relax.
Ooh.
Moving on to our chibi champions, we've got Swamp Wizard. And inside Misaka, there are 2 wolves. And by wolves, I mean donuts, says Misaka as she washes them down with
Ooh.
milk tea.
My gosh. Misaka, what is your favorite donut? Tell us next week.
Ooh, yes. Tell us your favorite donut. And our newest chibi champion,
Oh, yeah.
Gasidic,
Gasidic.
whose icon is a goose.
I love it.
Welcome to our Discord and to our Patreon and to the podcast. Thank you so much for the love and support.
They're coming all the way from New Zealand.
They are coming from New Zealand, which is pretty
That's
sweet.
insane. Woo.
So it's cool to get some New Zealand listeners coming out there and supporting on the Patreon.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure to go to patreon.com/animates to get access to all that stuff and our Discord, etc., etc.
Woo. Yep. You'll get a lot of cool things. We'll say a lot of weird stuff. And yeah, I don't know. We're cool. Hang out with us. But yes, that's all we have for this week. Come back next week when Mackenzie has something for me. Who knows? He might go horny again now that he's just been able to do a lot of horny stuff. Because he fulfilled a promise. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll find out in like 6 minutes. So it'll be great. But we will see you next week. Have great times. Be safe. Wear sunscreen.
Yes.
See you next Tuesday.
Goodbye.